All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are talking Seattle Seahawks rookie offensive lineman Grey Zabel. Zabel made his preseason debut for the Seattle Seahawks, and I tell you what, he flashed a lot of really good stuff. He showed exactly why the Seattle Seahawks were right to draft him and why they continue to be high on him, and we'll break down everything he did so well and what it means for Seattle going forward. As always, leave us in the comments section any feedback you might have, or if there's another player you want us to do a film review of. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, let's get started with the quintessential Grey Zabel play. And there he is right there at left guard, kind of blocked by the goal post here. That's kind of annoying. But here the Seattle Seahawks, they're going to run a draw concept. So they're basically going to draw a double team. This defensive tackle right here, working up to the next level. They're going to pass set right here at right tackle, trying to get this guy to run himself out of the play. And we got the left tackle is going to pass set and try and block Max Crosby, defensive end. And Zabel right here, he's going to pass set and block this defensive tackle. He's lined up in a 3 technique right there on the outside shoulder of the left guard. So what ends up happening is that the Raiders end up slanting to the offensive right, just like this. Now, when you're in a draw situation and you pass set and your guy slants, you wash him down. You're just trying to block him down and the running back will cut behind you. That's the concept. That's the idea. What Zabel does here, and he does this all game long, and I think this is what he'll do for his entire time with the Seattle Seahawks, is that he gets so much movement. He runs his feet like nobody I've ever seen. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap you can see right there. We're getting a little draw action. We can see the slant right there on the left side of your screen. There's a draw, there's the handoff. They wash everyone down. Running back's able to get out in space. Let's look at Zabel here at left guard. So he pass sets. He sees the defensive lineman slant to his right, washes him down. So right here, that's okay. But watch what he ends up doing here. Watch as this plays out. Look where he blocks his guy all the way across the screen. Let's compare that and contrast that with the left tackle on Max Crosby right there. Right there, he washes him down. Hey, that's good enough right there. Lets him go. That's where Max Crosby ends up. That's a pretty good job. Look where Zabel runs his guy. Completely out of the picture, guys. And he's still on him. That's next level effort. That's next level running your feet. This is what I love about Zabel. He uses his feet more than any rookie offensive lineman I have ever seen. It's pretty incredible. And I'm not talking about like little footwork like, oh, this is great 6-inch step here or a great 45-degree step or all that technical stuff. That stuff matters. But you're talking about running your feet, playing with a high motor, high intensity, wanting to move people and move them with aggressiveness. That's what Zabel brings to the Seattle Seahawks offense. All right, from the wide copy, you get a really good look at it right there. Watch, he gets into a pass set and he washes this defensive lineman down. So right there, that's good enough. You can see right here, here's where the running back's running. Pretty good hold, decent little run. But look what Zabel does the entire time. Keeps moving his feet, keeps running his feet, keeps running. He's still running, still giving him a shove. Look at this, guys. When it's all said and done, look where his guy is right here, the defensive lineman, compared to everybody else. They're already off their blocks, already around the football. He's still pushing, or he's about to give one more shove on this guy that's 15, 20 yards away from everybody else. This is what Zabel brings. He plays with next level motor, next level foot speed, foot drive, whatever you want to call it from an offensive line. I'm partial to this kind of stuff because to me, this is what's the difference between winning and losing. This kind of ability to move people and run your feet. I love to see this from an offensive lineman. Nice work here from Zabel. All right, let's go to some pass protection. There is Zabel right there, of course, at left guard for the Seattle Seahawks. So what Seattle's going to do here is they're going to slide the protection to the offensive right. So the center's going to take this gap. Guard's going to take this gap. Right tackle's going to take this gap. Running back right here is going to pick up his blitzing linebacker. If he doesn't go, he's going to look and scan to somebody else to see if anyone else blitzes and comes around. So what does that mean on the left side? That means left tackle's one-on-one over here. Left guard Zabel right here, one-on-one right there. We talk about running your feet, moving your feet, playing with great foot drive. This is what can happen when you play at the level Zabel does. Phenomenal rep. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the offensive line, right tackle, right guard, center, slide and look to the right. You can see the running back step up, looking for someone to come. Let's look right here on the backside. Look at Zabel right here. He gets on him. Not perfect hand placement, not perfect technique. I mean, that's good enough. But watch how he moves his feet start to finish here. Gets on him, drives, runs his feet, collapses the entire left side of the screen right there. Destroys not one, but 2 pass rushers into a massive pile. Look at, I'm blown away by this. And this is what he does all day long. And this is what he'll do all day long. These are starters. These are guys that are going to play a lot of reps for the Raiders. And Zabel moves them around and throws them into the dirt. Not just for bowling or, just being a bigger and stronger than anybody else, but because he runs his feet. He plays at another gear. This is what really blows my mind. He almost looks like these great pass rushers that always seem to have a next level motor, right? Like Max Crosby for the Raiders, for example. Like the Bosa's brothers tend to do. Seattle Seahawks have had a few of those guys in their history as well, of course. But his motor, his foot drive is just unparalleled. He takes down an entire side of a defense right here. Incredible job from the rookie. All right, from the wide copy, you get a really good look at it right here. Watch him get into number 9. Not a great rep right there, but he keeps running his feet and drives him and collapses everyone. You're talking about 2 knockdowns, 2 defenders on the ground in one play. This is what you're talking about, and it's all because he's willing and able to move his feet at a level very few offensive linemen, let alone rookies, are able to. All right, going back to the run game, there is Zabel right there at left guard, of course. We're going to get sort of a wide zone concept here for the Seattle Seahawks. Everyone's going to be working this way. We've got a zone double team here where the tackle's going to work up to the next level. Zabel's going to work over here to try and take him over. We're going to get a cutoff block here, backside scoops there, fullback leading the way right here, and the running back just following this track just like this. I want you guys to watch Zabel again. We talked about it twice already, but I'm really going to hammer this home. He gets on people, puts his helmet in their face, and then drives them into the dirt by running his feet. Phenomenal job here by the rookie. All right, there's a snap. You can see the zone track across the board for the Seattle Seahawks. Wide zone concept, fullback leading the way. Let's look at 76. I'm just going to play the start to finish. Watch him get on this defensive lineman, run his feet, keep running, drive him into the dirt. Just like the pass rush play, the previous play before, right? All he does is get on people and move his feet and put them into the freaking turf. This is what he does, guys. Oh, my goodness gracious. You may have people complain about hand placement, foot placement, all that kind of technical stuff. And look, that's all valid. I get it. I'm not discounting any of that. But football, and especially offensive line play, is about getting on other human beings whose mortgages depend on not getting moved and then moving them into the dirt. And that's what Zabel does, guys. And that's what he did all day long against the Raiders. And this is against Tonka Hemingway, rookie on rookie action. But I tell you what, folks, Hemingway, really nice prospect for the Raiders. They really like him, and he had a really good day if you break down his film against the Seattle Seahawks. And to Zabel, it doesn't matter. You still meet the turf. Nice play. All right, from the wide copy, it looks really good. Watch Zabel work horizontally, get on him, drive him, and then finish him. Oh, my goodness. And then roll on top of him. Assert your dominance. Bury his soul. Give him no more reason for wanting to ever play football again. You made a mistake to think you could play in this game because I, Grey Zabel from the great state of North Dakota, will destroy you. Oh, my goodness gracious. This is phenomenal. I mean, I could watch this all day, guys. Again, technically, you'll find someone that may complain about, play here, snap there, hand placement there, technique, all of that, right? He'll clean it up. He's a rookie first game. But this is something you can't teach. Get on other human beings, run your feet, and bury them. Great job. All right, Zabel's a great athlete, and of course, in there he is at left guard. Sometimes he gets a little over his skis a little bit, so this is a situation where he's going to be a one-on-one pass protection on this 3 technique on the outside shoulder right here. That's why we call him a 3 technique. If he was or if he was lined up in the inside eye of Zabel, we would call that a 2-eye technique right there. If he was on the inside eye of the tackle, we'd call it a 4-eye, outside shoulder of the center. We'd call it a 1, outside shoulder of the tackle would be 5 technique, just to give everyone a quick refresher on alignment techniques and how all that jargon works out. But anyway, he's going to pass set this defensive tackle, and he's going to slant inside just like this. And Zabel's a great athlete, and he counteracts and does a really good job. Actually ends up putting him on the ground very briefly, wins the rep. He's a little all over the place, a little over his skis, but he's a phenomenal athlete. And again, runs his feet like no one I've ever seen. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the defensive lineman slanting inside. Zabel runs his feet. He's kind of all over the place. Look at that. That's not a great technique position, in terms of a screen grab. I don't know what kind of a stance that is. I'll put it like that. But again, he's kind of head over his heels a little bit, flailing around. But he gets a job done, puts him on the ground, scores him up, stays with him. His guy doesn't get near the quarterback. That's a winning rep from Zabel's perspective if it is man-on-man pass protection. So my question here is, and I don't know what was called, isn't man-on-man, or are they supposed to hand this off between Zabel and the center right here? I think it's man-on-man. I think it's preseason. They kept it pretty vanilla. You can see how the center stays with his guy, or tries to anyway, the entire way. I think they basically said this is man-on-man pass protection. I wonder, though, if this was supposed to be a handoff on the stunt. If Zabel was supposed to hand him off to 51, and then 51 was supposed to pick up this defensive tackle, and Zabel was supposed to pick up 69. It's hard to tell based on the footage. I'm just going to assume for the purposes of argument that this was man-on-man pass protection. And if it was, another winning rep from Zabel, even if it's not his prettiest. All right, from the wide copy, get a really good look at Zabel right there. Again, a defensive lineman slants inside, runs his feet. Again, he's kind of all over the place. If there's one criticism I have with Zabel, is that he's too good at running his feet. He almost overruns the defensive lineman. He is too good of an athlete, folks. That's always a good problem to have because you can always slow it down. It's hard to get faster. It's easier to go slower. Zabel right here, though, even though it's not his prettiest rep, gets the job done, winning position, wins the play. All right, this may be the most underrated play Zabel made all game long. There he is at left guard. Here he's going to be on the backside of his zone concept. So we're going to get zone block here. We're going to get zone block here. We're going to get zone base reach here. We're going to get little zone double team here from center, working up to the next level. Zabel right here is working to cut off this 1 technique here, fullback leading the way here, running back heading this direction, and then probably trying to cut it up, but he's going to look for a hole. Now, if you look how this all shakes out, how this is designed to go, is you want to get these three guys right here with these three offensive linemen here, dislocated that way, and then you get a cutoff here, get a seal here basically. Fullback leads through, running back cuts back behind, and it's a big play, right? I know that's a lot of lines and arrows, but basically seal here with these guys dislocated, fullback leads through to pick up anybody, running back behind, right? That's the concept. Now, it's really hard to do because you need, in order to get that seal, this center needs to get on his horse to get up to this. That's a safety, actually. That's Jamal Adams. And your backside guard needs to cut this guy off, which is incredibly hard to do. But they get it done, folks. Zabel showcases an incredible amount of athleticism, but his teammate, the right guard here, he gets beat, kind of blows up the play. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the zone concept working to the offensive right. You can see hats on hats right there. You can see the center work up to the next level. He doesn't stay as long on this double team as I would like, but he does a good enough job getting up to the next level. That's a winning rep there. They get him cut off. Look at Zabel right here. Keeps working, runs his feet. Right there, he's got him cut off. He wins. They've got this sealed. I want you guys to look at this real quick. I will freeze it right there. If this running back doesn't lose his feet and can get north and south, Zabel's got 92 cut off. 40's up to the safety. Touchdown. This is a touchdown, guys. This is what you can do when you get backside cutoffs. They just don't win at the point of attack. 75 gets shonked by number 97, Tonka Hemingway, a good player, like I said. What ends up happening is that he gets driven back. Running back sees that, foot in the ground. He tries to cut back, loses his footing, right? Again, if 75 does a decent job here and gets a little bit more movement or doesn't get just shocked back, this running back follows number 40 out the gate for 6 points. Because of Zabel cutting off this one technique on the backside. You talk about athleticism, you talk about running your feet, you talk about winning, whatever you want to talk about, Zabel does it at an incredibly high level. All right, from the wide copy, you're going to get a really good look at it. Watch how this play unfolds right here. So we get this opportunity to get number 33 cut off. You can see right here, Zabel's got him cut off. He wins the rep. If 97 gets blocked there by 75 for Seattle, they've got the fullback coming through right there on this safety. They've got this backside cut off right there. He's out the gate. He's gone. This is a touchdown. The difference between sometimes a no gain or a loss of one and a touchdown is just one block, and that's what happened here at the point of attack. Right here, though, Zabel does his job and does it as a high level. Runs his feet, cuts off the backside one technique. Great job from the rookie guard here. All right, going back to some pass pro, there is Zabel, of course, right there. It's going to be a situation where the Seattle Seahawks are going to slide their protection to the left, so we're going to get center taking that gap, Zabel taking this gap here, which basically means he's man-on-man with a little inside help, tackle working out to that gap, and we're going to get one-on-one right here, right guard and right tackle on the backside. Again, this is just Zabel winning, one-on-one pass rush right here, pass protection against a defensive lineman. Great job. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap, standard pass protection. Look at Zabel here across the board. Pass sets into him, shocks, extends, hand fighting, winning at the line of scrimmage, dominating rep, right? This is just dominating football. This is, I'm just better at football than you are. Again, there's some technical things I'm sure they'll clean up, right? See how he gets like a bunch of feet in the ground real quick? I don't know if that's what they teach in Seattle, what they taught in North Dakota State, but like, I think they probably want to clean that up. You know, maybe some hand placement, maybe gets a little head over heels, but who cares, right? This is a guy who just wins. That's what he does. He runs his feet. He moves his feet better than any offensive lineman I've ever seen. He gets in about 8 steps. Look how fast his feet in the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4. Before what? Let's look at 75 here. How many? 1, 2, 3. At that time, if we look at Zabel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? He's already 5 steps while Bradford's got 3 steps. Nothing against Bradford, but that speaks to Zabel's athleticism. He's able to move his feet, stay in front of his guy, win the rep every time. For the wide copy, get a good look right here. One-on-one pass protection, gets into him, extends, locks him down. Look where his guy is compared to everybody else. Obviously, we've got edge rushers up the field, but this defensive tackle right near the quarterback, Zabel's guy, 96, nowhere near anybody, dominating rep from the rookie, plus a little shove at the end for good measure. Nice to see that. All right, sticking with another pass rush situation, we got a long yardage situation, so the Raiders bring in their pass rushers inside. So this is number 9 for the Raiders, Tyree Wilson. He's normally an edge defender. They moved him inside for pass rush situations. So Zabel right here is going to be one-on-one on an edge defender, long yardage situation. Let's see how he does here. I'll give you a hint. He dominates. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see pass protection one-on-one. There's Zabel. Again, technically, I guess there's some things to work on, but look at that extension. Gets his head out of there. Again, number 9, Tyree Wilson here for the Raiders. He is known for his extension. That's basically his most redeeming trait, his ability to use his long arms and his strength to bench press people off of him, to push people into the quarterback. That's really his best move. And here's Zabel, takes it on and wins it cleanly and easily. Shuts him down. Again, beautiful pocket, beautiful protection. Zabel is so good at pass protection. That was going to be such a question mark for me is, can he handle pass protection at the NFL level considering where he played in college? And folks, not only can he do it, he does it at an elite level. We talked about his running the feed and everything he does there, and that's fantastic. But in just traditional one-on-one pass protection and winning it cleanly and dominating, he does a great job here. Bummer it ends in a pick. All right, let's end on the best, I'll say, effort play from Zabel all game long. There he is, of course, at left guard. We're going to get a play-action concept here for the Seattle Seahawks. So it's going to be pass protection here, but you want to sell run a little bit. So everyone's going to be attacking their defenders at least a little bit here to try and sell a little run so you get linebackers to step up so that way they bite on the play fake. Here's an example of Zabel. Again, effort, intensity, and dominating. He stays on this guy and wins this rep for what feels like 30 seconds. Phenomenal job in pass protection from Zabel. Great job with his feet. Great rep. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap, little play action there. Look at this time. Look at this time. Look at this time. Look at this time. Oh my goodness gracious. How about you guys want to count this down here? Play action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds after the play action. That is absolutely bonkers. Let's look at Zabel here, guys. Again, he's going out there to sell run a little bit, gets into the defender, stays on him, moves his feet. Somebody moves his feet so well, keeps running him up the field. I tell you what, he stays on his guys forever. He is such a good player. Look at this pass protection. Across the board, this is a really nice rep. So, again, this is a team effort here for Seattle's offensive line. This is winning play for all these guys. All 5 deserve kudos for this play. But again, Zabel doing it at a high level, getting out in space. Good extension right there. Again, one of the things I see gets a little bit overextended. See how there he's kind of a little, head over heels, head over knees a little bit. But gathers, recollects, stays with, moves his feet, stays on him, runs his feet there. I've never seen an offensive lineman, a guard, rookie, whatever you want to call it, with such good feet day one, right? And I know there's been a lot of guys that have good foot speed and good ability to move quickly, but I've never seen anyone execute with his footwork and his ability to just instinctively move his feet in the midst of the play. There are guys that have good foot agility, but people that just know how to use their feet to put their body in a good position. I haven't seen anyone do anything like this in such a long time. I tell you what, he is a great player. I think he's the best at footwork I've ever seen at this point in their career. He's got such a bright future. The Seattle Seahawks got a great player in Grey Zabel.